नमस्कार। माइंड्स रूल की वीडियो सीरीज में मैं रतिन विश्वास ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट सेंटर की की ओर से आप सबको चैप्टर 9 की इस वीडियो में स्वागत करते हैं। माइंड्स रूल के इस वीडियो में हम लोग वेलफेयर एम्यूनिटीज इसमें रूल 62 से 74 है, इस रूल के बारे में जानेंगे। Rule 64 Provision of shelter, 63 Standard of shelter, 64 Provision of canteen, 65 Standard of canteen, 66 Furniture and equipment, 67 Cleanliness, 68 Maintenance of canteen and provision of staff, 69 Canteen Managing Committee, 70 Prices to be charged, 70 on accounts, 72 Welfare Officer, 73 Duty of Welfare Officer, 74 कंडीशन ऑफ सर्विस, ये रूल शामिल है। 62 provision of shelter. At every mine where more than 50 persons are ordinarily employed, there shall be provided adequate and suitable shelters at or near loading wherever, open cast walking, workshop and mine entrance where 25 or more persons are ordinarily employment for taking food and rest, provided that any canteen maintained in accordance with this rule may be regarded as a part of requirement of this rule। जहाँ पे 50 आदमी से ज़्यादा ऑर्डिनरी काम करते हैं वहाँ पे शेल्टर होना चाहिए। 25 आदमी जहाँ पे काम करते हैं उस प्लेस में ओपन कास्ट वॉकिंग, वर्कशॉप, माइन एंट्रेंस एंड अदर्स एरिया जिसमें लोडिंग इसी में एरिया में होना चाहिए, और जहाँ पे कैंटीन है वो भी इस शेल्टर का हिसाब से काम करे। स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ शेल्टर्स, शेल्टर क्या स्टैंडर्ड होना चाहिए? एवरी शेल्टर shall have a floor area not less than 14 square meter, and in case of flat roof, height not less than 2.5 meter to the lowest part of the roof, and where the roof is sloping on, the height not less than 1.8 meter to the lowest part of the roof and not less than 2.5 meter to the highest part of roof। ये जो शेल्टर होगा इसका फ्लोर 14 स्क्वायर मीटर के ऊपर ही होना चाहिए, 14 स्क्वायर मीटर से कम नहीं होना चाहिए। इसके फ्लैट होने से इसका जो रूफ हाइट है 2.5 मीटर होना चाहिए मिनिमम, और अगर स्लाइडिंग स्लोपिंग है रूफ तो जो मिनिमम है वो 1.8 और जो हाईएस्ट पार्ट है वो 2.5 मीटर से कम नहीं होना चाहिए। The shelter be so constructed as be afford effective protection from the weather, all weather के लिए protective होना चाहिए। B constantly provide with adequate supply of cool and wholesome drinking water during the working hours of the mine, और इस शेल्टर में ठंडा और wholesome drinking water होना चाहिए। This shelter to be kept in clean and TD condition, ये clean और TD condition में रहना चाहिए। Provision of canteen. Every mine where in more than 250 persons are ordinarily employed, if the chief inspector or an inspector so required, there shall be provided and maintained in or adjacent to the premise of the mine a canteen for use of all persons employed। जहाँ पे 250% से ज़्यादा लोग काम करते हैं वहाँ पे सभी लोगों के लिए एक कैंटीन होना चाहिए। प्रोवाइडेड दैट where the condition may any mine so required, the chief inspector or an inspector may direct that other suitable arrangement approved by him for serving food, drinks and other items to the persons employed be provided and maintained in addition to the canteen required under the sub-rule। और कोई परमिशन कैंटीन की हो सकता है जैसे चीफ इंस्पेक्टर है और दूसरा इंस्पेक्टर अगर कुछ बोले तो। In case of chief inspector or inspector satisfied that no inconvenience will cause to the employed concerned if a single canteen is provided to serve neighboring mines, he may be by an order in writing and subject to such condition as he may specify therein authorize the owner, agent or manager of such mines to provide jointly a single canteen। सिंगल कैंटीन के लिए चीफ इंस्पेक्टर और इंस्पेक्टर इसको परमिशन दे सकते हैं उस कंडीशन। स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ कैंटीन, कैंटीन किस स्टैंडर्ड में होना चाहिए? एवरी कैंटीन शैल बी कंस्ट्रक्टेड in accordance with the plan specification approved by chief inspector or inspector. जो कंडीशन अप्रूव करेंगे उस हिसाब से ये कैंटीन होना चाहिए. Be situated not less than 15 meters from latrine, urinal, boiler house, engine room, coal heaps, ash heap, or heap of other material and any other source of dust or smoke. ये 15 मीटर अवे होना चाहिए लैट्रिन, यूरिनल, बॉयलर हाउस, इंजन रूम, कोल हीप, एश हीप और हीप अदर मटेरियल जहाँ से डस्ट हो सकता है. बी सफिशिएंटली लाइटेड ड्यूरिंग ऑल आवर्स व्हेन ओपन फॉर यूज. ये कम्प्लीटली लाइट होना चाहिए. We provide with washing place for female suitably separated or screened to secure privacy. एक washing place फीमेल के लिए होना चाहिए जिसमें प्राइवेसी सिक्योर कर सकते हैं. Be whitewash or color wash inside the room and passage at least once in a year. कैंटीन में once in a year whitewash होना चाहिए. And oak wood or structural iron or steel oak shall be varnished or painted at least on in every 3 year. इसका जो स्ट्रक्चरल वुड वर्क, स्ट्रक्चरल आयरन वर्क का जो है ये once in 3 year में बर्निश और पेंटेड होना चाहिए. Provided that inside all of kitchen shall be whitewash or color wash once in every 4 month. किचन का जो व्हाइट वॉश है वो once in every 4 month में होना चाहिए. Be provided with respective garbage and having drains to carry out with the waste water. इसमें वेस्ट वाटर कैरिंग होना चाहिए. कैंटीन or any part thereof shall not be used or allowed to be used for any other purpose which tend to interfere with the normal or effective function of the canteen. इस कैंटीन का कोई पार्ट दूसरे काम के लिए यूज भी नहीं होना चाहिए. Furniture and equipment. In every canteen there shall be provided and maintained sufficient furniture, utensils and other equipment necessary for effective operation. An adequate supply of cool and wholesome drinking water, suitable clean clothes for persons cooking and serving food and drink. कैंटीन में सफिशिएंट फर्नीचर, इक्विपमेंट और यूटेंसिल्स होना चाहिए. इसमें कूल और होलसम ड्रिंकिंग वाटर होना चाहिए. जो पर्सन कुकिंग और सर्व करेंगे उनके सुइटेबल क्लीन क्लॉथ होना चाहिए. क्लीनलीनेस. द कैंटीन एंड इट्स presents shall be kept in a sanitary condition. An adequate supply of hot water shall be provided for cleaning utensils and equipment, and all furniture, utensils and other equipment shall be kept clean and in a hygienic condition. कैंटीन में कंटेनर ज़्यादा क्लीन होना चाहिए, सैनिटाइज होना चाहिए. यहाँ पे गर्म पानी ना प्रोवाइड करना है जो यूटेंसिल्स धोने के लिए. फर्नीचर, यूटेंसिल्स ये क्लीन कंडीशन में, हाइजीन कंडीशन में रहना चाहिए. Maintenance of canteen and provision of staff. Every canteen provided under this rule shall be run by the owner, agent or officer in charge canteen thereof, who shall be appointed supervisory and other staff sufficient for the proper working of canteen. Canteen ओनर, एजेंट और ऑफिसर इंचार्ज ऑफ कैंटीन के द्वारा होना चाहिए. सुपरवाइजरी स्टाफ होना चाहिए और सफिशिएंट स्टाफ होना चाहिए. Notwithstanding anything contained in sub-rule on, where the workers offer to run the canteen themselves and for the purpose of organization cooperative society, they shall be permitted to do so with financial assistance from the management. जहाँ पे वर्कर एक कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी के माध्यम से कैंटीन चलाना चाहते हैं वो चाह सकते हैं, मैनेजमेंट उसको फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस देंगे. In every such canteen, such food, drink or other articles shall be made available as may be recommended by the canteen management committee appointed under rule 69. इस कैंटीन में कैंटीन मैनेजमेंट कमिटी जिनको रूल 69 में अपॉइंट किया जाएगा उनके द्वारा जो फूड, ड्रिंक्स एंड अदर आर्टिकल जहाँ रखा जाएगा, रखना चाहिए वो रखना. Canteen Managing Committee. The owner, agent or the official in charge canteen shall appoint a canteen managing committee who shall be consulted from time to time, but not then once in a month, as to management and working the canteen. Canteen Management Committee जो होगा वो once in a month अपना बैठेगा. The committee shall consist equal number of members nominated by owner, agent or official in charge canteen and elected by persons employed at the mine. ये ओनर, एजेंट और मैनेजमेंट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव जो है ये जितना रहेंगे उतना ही इलेक्टेड मेंबर रहेगा और पर्सन एम्प्लॉयड वर्कमैन साइड से. द नंबर इलेक्टेड मेंबर शैल बी इन ए स्केल ऑफ 1 for every 1,000 persons employed, provided that the number shall not be more than 5 or less than 2. ये जो नंबर है इलेक्टेड नंबर 5 से ज़्यादा नहीं है और 2 से कम नहीं होना है. The term of office of the elected member shall be 2 years commencing from the date of last election. No account being taken of by election. The owner agent official in charge canteen shall be determine the procedure for and supervise the election of the committee. Committee का जो election है इसके के जो ओनर एजेंट या ऑफिसर इंचार्ज हैं उन्होंने देखेंगे. The owner agent or officer in charge canteen shall appoint either himself or his nominee as ex officio chairman of the committee, and the chairman shall preside at every meeting of the committee. Owner agent और officer in charge canteen अपने आप को या दूसरे किसी को एक्स ऑफिशियो चेयरमैन के हिसाब से निर्वाचित कर सकते हैं और उस कमिटी की प्रेसाइड करेंगे. The proceeding of every meeting of the committee shall be recorded in a minute book and shall be signed by the chairman. और इसका जो minutes है proceedings है वो minutes book में लिखेंगे और chairman इसको sign करेंगे. Price to be charged. Food, drinks and other items served in the canteen shall be sold on non-profit basis and price charge shall be subject to approval of the canteen managing committee. A list of price shall be conspicuously displayed in the canteen in English, Hindi and in language of the district in which the mine is situated. ये कैंटीन में जो सामान होगा उसका प्राइस कैंटीन मैनेजमेंट कमेटी डिसाइड करेगा और वो डिस्प्ले होगा कैंटीन में इंग्लिश, हिंदी और जो लैंग्वेज लोग समझते हैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट में उसी लैंग्वेज में, तीन लैंग्वेज में होना चाहिए. In calculating cost of food, drink or other items served in canteen, expenditure on following items shall not be taken into account: the cost of utensils, including cooking vessels, utensils necessary to serve food of the workmen, cost of furniture, cost of fuel and electricity, and salary of supervisory and other staff. ये considered नहीं. Accounts. Proper accounts pertaining to the canteen shall be maintained. Such accounts shall be audited once in every 12 months by the chartered accountant or auditor, and balance sheet shall be submitted to the canteen managing committee not later than 2 months after the date of closing of the account, provided that account pertaining to the canteen in a mine owned or worked by government having its own account department may be audited by such department. इसका अकाउंट एक चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट के द्वारा दिखाना है और इसको 2 महीने के अंदर शो करना है. और ये जहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट माइंस है वहाँ पे जहाँ अकाउंट डिपार्टमेंट है वो लोग अपना ऑडिट कर सकते हैं. वेलफेयर ऑफिसर. For every mine where 500 or more persons ordinarily employed, the owner, agent or manager shall appoint a suitable qualified person as welfare officer, and where the number of persons employed mine exceed 2,500, such welfare officer shall be assisted by one suitable qualified additional welfare officer for every additional 2,000 persons or part of thereof employed. जिस माइंस में 500 से ज़्यादा लोग काम करते हैं वहाँ एक वेलफेयर ऑफिसर होना चाहिए. जहाँ 2,500 से ज़्यादा लोग काम करते हैं वहाँ वेलफेयर ऑफिसर के साथ एक असिस्टेंट ऐसे होना चाहिए जो हर 2,000 और पार्ट देयर के लिए एक वेलफेयर ऑफिसर हो. नो पर्सन शैल एक्ट ए वेलफेयर ऑफिसर ऑफ द माइन अनलेस ही प्रोसेस ए यूनिवर्सिटी डिग्री, a degree or diploma in social science, social work or labor welfare recognized by government for the purpose of this rule, and preferably practical experience of handling labor problem in any industrial undertaking for at least 3 years. In knowledge of the language of district in which the mine is situated, or the knowledge understood by majority of the persons employed in mine. जो वेलफेयर ऑफिसर होगा उनका एक यूनिवर्सिटी डिग्री होना चाहिए, डिग्री और डिप्लोमा सोशल साइंस में होना चाहिए, सोशल वर्कर लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में होना चाहिए और प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए लेबर हैंडलिंग का, और उस डिस्ट्रिक्ट में माइन सिचुएटेड है उस डिस्ट्रिक्ट की लैंग्वेज का नॉलेज होना चाहिए. प्रोवाइडेड दैट इन केस अ पर्सन ऑलरेडी इन सर्विस एज वेलफेयर ऑफिसर इन माइन, the above qualification may with approval of chief inspector be relaxed. कोई आदमी इस रूल आने के टाइम पे अगर वेलफेयर ऑफिसर का हिसाब से काम करते हैं तो उनका क्वालिफिकेशन चीफ इंस्पेक्टर के अप्रूवल के द्वारा रिलैक्स हो सकता था. Notwithstanding anything contained in Sub-Rule 2, the labor officer included the central pool under the provisions of the Labor Officer Central Pool Recruitment and Condition of Service Rule 1951 shall be eligible for appointment as welfare officer in a mine. जहाँ लेबर ऑफिसर सेंट्रल पूल में हैं उन लोग भी इसमें एलिजिबल होंगे वेलफेयर ऑफिसर का हिसाब से अपॉइंट होंगे where by reason of temporary absence, illness, or any other similar cause, the welfare officer is unable to perform his duty, the owner, agent, or manager shall authorize in writing persons whom he consider competent to act in his place, provided that no such authority shall have effect for a period exceeding 30 days except with the previous consent of chief inspector. टेम्पररी एब्सेंस वेलफेयर ऑफिसर का होने में उसका ओनर एजेंट या मैनेजर किसी और को वेलफेयर ऑफिसर का कार्यभार दे सकते हैं और वो 30 दिन से ज़्यादा होने से चीफ इंस्पेक्टर की परमिशन चाहिए. A written notice of every appointment, authorization, discharge, dismissal, resignation, or termination of service of every welfare officer of the date thereof shall be sent by the owner, agent, or manager to chief inspector within 7 days from the date of such appointment, authorization, discharge, dismissal, resignation, or termination of service. वेलफेयर ऑफिसर का अपॉइंटमेंट की जानकारी ओनर एजेंट और मैनेजर के द्वारा डीजीएमएस को देना है 7 डेज के अंदर और अपॉइंटमेंट ऑथराइजेशन डिस्चार्ज डिसमिसल रेजिग्नेशन और टर्मिनेशन के केस में ये इन्फॉर्मेशन करना है. द पोस्ट ऑफ वेलफेयर ऑफिसर शैल बी एडवर्टाइज्ड इन न्यूज़पेपर हैविंग वाइड सर्कुलेशन इन स्टेट. The duty of welfare officer shall be to establish, contract and hold consultations with view maintained harmonious relationship between the management and persons employed in mine. To bring the notice of management the grievance of employees, individual as well as collective, with view of securing their expenditure redressal. To promote relations between management and employees, which will ensure productivity efficiently as well as eliminate in the working condition, and to help workers to adjust and adapt themselves to their working environments, to assist foremen of work and joint production committee, cooperative society and safety and welfare committee, and to supervise their work. This is information of work and joint production committee, cooperative society and safety and welfare committee, and to supervise their work, to help management in regulating the grant of leave with wage and explain the workers the provisions relating to the leave with wage and other leave prevailing, and to guide the workers in the matter of submission of application for grant leave regulating authority authorized absence, advise on welfare provisions such as housing facility, food staff, social and recreation facility, sanitation, individual personal problem, and education of children. To supervise welfare activities, statutory or otherwise, including education and training of employees. To suggest measures which will tend to raise the standard of living of workers in general, promote their beings, and to perform any other duty connected with the welfare of persons employed in the mine. Notwithstanding anything contained in Sub-Rule 1, no welfare officer shall deal with any disciplinary case against a person employed in mine, or appear before conciliation officer, court of tribunal on behalf of the management for the mine against a person or persons employed in mine, except when he is required by the conciliation officer, court or tribunal to appear as independent witness, provided that nothing in the sub-rule shall be deemed prohibited a persons employed in a mine for approaching welfare officer in respect of grievance arising out of any case disciplinary action against him. Every welfare officer shall keep a record of his day-to-day work and shall be at the end of every year forward to Chief Inspector through the manager of the mine concerned summary of the report of his working during the year. Condition of service. A welfare officer shall be given appropriate status corresponding to the status of other executive head of the mine. The condition of service welfare officer shall be same as other members of the staff of corresponding status in the mine, provided that before the owner, agent, or manager discharges or dismisses a welfare officer who has satisfactorily complete a probationary period of 6 months, he shall consult with inspector or inspector authorized in this behalf by chief inspector. Welfare officer shall not be given less than 200 rupees as his basic pay per mention. ये डिफरेंट रूल इस चैप्टर का था। आइए हम लोग कुछ क्वेश्चन आंसर देते हैं। The provision of canteens is specified under rule number dash of the mines rule. 62, 64, 65, 66, none of the options. It is 64. 62 is provision of shelter, 64 provision of canteen, 65 is standard of canteen, 66 furniture and equipment. The height of sloping rest shelter should not less than dash at its lowest point. 1.25, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 1.8 meter. It is 1.8 meter as per rule 63. No person shall act as welfare officer in a mine unless he possesses a university degree, a degree or diploma of social science, knowledge in the language of this district in which the mine is situated. Option A and B. Option 1, 2, and 3. It's option 1, 2, and 3. It's in rule number 72. Where any welfare officer is appointed, authorized, discharged, dismissal, or he resign, the information to chief inspector shall be given within 15 days, 7 days, 30 days, 45 days, 10 days. It's 7 days as per rule 72. Thank you. Thank you for the attention.